Good morning, Sagittarius. This is David with Tarot and Astrology for All, bringing you your reading for June. Now, when I was going ahead and shuffling cards and seeing what was at the bottom of the deck, as well as drawing stones and seeing what stones would be necessary for you, Sagittarius, I ended up happening upon these two stones right here. So this one right here is the rose quartz. Not sure if you can see it. You know what? Hold on. Let me go ahead and switch everything. Okay. Sorry about this. We're going to switch everything up in this mode. All right. Oop, I would. But that mouse is hardcore, so we don't got to worry about that. So, switching everything around. And we're going to make sure that we don't have any light that's bothering us from seeing what needs to be seen. All right, so the switch is complete. Now, get this done. All right, so can we see these clearly now? No? All right. That means I gotta see right over here. All right, better? Okay, so one thing I want to point out is one of the cards that you guys got. Oh, okay, no, we'll go for the stones first before I forget. Okay, so in terms of stones, there's two stones that came out. There's the white quartz and the rose quartz. So, as far as the white quartz go, or the snow quartz as it's known, is it's a stone that's related to calming and it's related to wisdom. It's related to clarity, and it's also one of those stones that can be used during meditation. Now, this stone connects specifically to the RAR, which is at the bottom of the deck for this deck right here, which is the Fairy Oracles deck. Now, based on what the Fairy Oracles are telling me, they're telling me that this month is going to be a month of calming clarity, of wisdom. It's going to be a month where self-love is important, right? And also drawing in love for yourself and for others around you. Now, the reason I know that this is going to be about clarity and it's also going to be about purification is because you have the vulture at the bottom of the animal spirit deck. And essentially, the vulture is a creature of the air suit, as notified by the upward triangle with the line through it. And so this could be a clarification of the mind. This could be a clarification of um, things that maybe you misunderstood during this past month, and it's also one of those months that you're going to gain a lot of wisdom, and you're going to understand quite a bit of things. Uh, I also feel that during this month, you're also going to have completion of some kind. Maybe you guys might have the ability to come into some money. With the Ten of Pentacles, I very much feel like you guys are going to be bringing things that are related to money or issues surrounding money to a close. Part of the reason why is because I feel that with these two cards together, you guys might be having a lot of energy, and it's going to be necessary for you guys to use that energy in order to generate the completion of certain things in order to come into some money, if that's the case for some of you guys. So, with that being said, in order for that to take place, there's a necessary need for you to have self love, self empathy, trust in yourself, and trust in your own energy. And if you guys feel like you have a lot of energy in the month of June, go ahead and use that and take advantage of it, because um, this energy right here is an energy that tends to it tends to like siphon energy off of other things. So it's like an amplification process. If you feel like you are invincible, this energy is going to amplify it. If you feel um, like you're in that calming space, and like you're essentially in the mode for rebalancing yourself, this energy will follow through. Now, the raw energy, it could be useful in situations where it's necessary to have a lot of enthusiasm, or it could be useful in certain cases for when you need to meditate and amplify the energy of that. So one thing I also want to go ahead and expand upon is, as I rolled the die for you guys, it was split between Capricorn. How would I say? These are going to be relationships that are strongly built. These relationships might actually be built upon some type of spiritual concept. And if these relationships are built upon a spiritual concept, remember that we might undervalue certain type of relationships. However, it is necessary for you to understand what the value of these relationships are going to be. And we're going to go ahead and draw some cards now so that we can find out how exactly these relationships play a role in the June. Some of them might lead you out of balance. Literally, when it comes to the wolf in the reverse, it's kind of like some of them won't play fairly. Some of them won't exactly follow your orders, right? Or follow your set guidelines, I guess you could say, for lack of a better word. When the wolf is in the reverse, well, when the wolf is in the upright, he's a leader. He's a leader of the pack. But uh, in the upside down, it's pretty much kind of like the lone wolf. Um, there's a necessary need to rein in this wolf energy in order to become the leader of the pack again. But a lot of the times, when we tend to uh, give too many orders, per se, then what ends up happening is we are kind of left out in the cold, so to speak. And essentially, nobody wants to listen, nobody wants to follow orders, etc., etc. I very much feel that here in the month of June, you might be a lone wolf for a little bit. And this is for the possibility of being able to listen to your intuition, being able to listen to yourself, ask yourself questions, have the universe answer them for you. And at the same time, it's one of those. It's one of those cards that, as you associate it with the snow quartz, just allow this time to give you that necessary space that you need, because I very much feel that this is space that's necessary in order to understand how to self love yourself and how to gain empathy. I would imagine. Yeah. See, um, you're definitely a character right now that is walking a more spiritual path within a physical realm. And of course, with the buffalo in the reverse, a lot of the times we really don't understand the spiritual concepts of life, why life is leading us the way that it's leading us. But this is a time where it's showing you more empathy. This is a time where you're supposed to learn more self love. At the same time, it's one of those times to let go of dramatic energy. It's one of those times to let go of aggressive energy. And the way to bring it into balance is to uh, clean your space, to sage your space. Um, Also, when you bring meditation to your space, what ends up happening is that you end up clarifying the energy that's around you. You end up amplifying this calm energy of meditation, and it kind of becomes your own temple. So as you build your own temple within your home, or wherever it is that you feel you would build your temple, what ends up happening is you end up bringing more calm and meditative energies, and you tend to expand upon those energies as as your spirit sees fit. So let's go ahead and draw some fairy oracles, and we're going to go ahead and see how all of this energy plays a role in your emotional sphere. Okay, so the undressing of a salad. Yeah. So this definitely is about balance. It definitely is about balance in the emotional sphere, but it's I feel like it's one of those there's definitely one of those times to purify yourself. And by yourself, I mean that purify yourself by yourself, if that makes any sense. Now, whatever it is, it definitely has something to do with the mind because with the wolf card in the reverse, this is similar to the suit of air or to the element of air. So there is definitely an some type of something that you need to clear in your and bring it into stability, bring it into balance, and I could see how the vulture in the reverse would signify things like releasing dramatic energy, releasing aggressive energy that normally would be found in, say, for instance, the wolf, right? Especially if people aren't following your lead, especially if people are not listening to what you're saying. The sage in the reverse. Okay, so yeah, I definitely feel like this situation had quite the effect on you. I very much feel that right now, maybe you might not be feeling it, and the best way to get over this situation, I would say, is to understand that your own personal happiness comes first, and movement towards that happiness can only happen when you understand yourself, as well as when you start making the movement to balance yourself. And once you start walking this more spiritual path, what ends up happening is that different roads open up in front of you, and you end up learning what needs to be learned in order to move forward. And also, I do want to stress upon the fact that when you have both the wolf and the buffalo in the reverse, both of them look like like the suit of air in the animal spirit deck. So this is definitely focusing in more on the mind than anything else. Balance of the mind, purification of the mind, rebalancing of the mind, and it centers around uh, calm, calming meditation that's both clarifying and wisdom enhancing, and at the same time, more self love for yourself from a more spiritual perspective. All right, yeah, it's basically getting over fears that are unfounded. I very much feel that there were certain fears that maybe you had held on to, certain fears that were not letting you manifest certain things in your life. I very much feel that there was a an element of not really understanding or not really being able to follow certain dreams, or the aspect of not being able to follow certain dreams. And I kind of feel like things like this tend to have a pretty dramatic effect on the way that we perceive life, the way that we perceive our reality, and at the same time, it has the ability to close us off. When you look at this card, and I'm just gonna flip it up into the upright for now. This card is it's a very closed off energy. It's like, nope, don't touch me. Nope. And so what ends up happening is as you close yourself off to that spiritual energy, you're gonna toss yourself more into this lonely energy, this by myself energy, and at the same time, it's not gonna open you up towards new opportunities. So, and also, it's gonna keep you walking down this path until you learn to open up. But I very much feel that with this card in the reverse, you guys have taken the actions that are necessary on an everyday level to understand how to walk the spiritual path, and how best to, I guess you could say, reach your graduation in this path. Because really, it's all about walking a certain path and then graduating from it, gaining wisdom, uh, gaining clarification on various different issues that you had before. And I feel like this is one of those paths that you're undergoing right now. So, King of Pentacles. All right. So there is going to be some type of bullish energy. I feel like like you might not be actively open to understanding that type of energy. Um, it might touch upon some type of values that maybe you've built in your life. So, Sagittarius, I very much feel that as the King of Pentacles is underneath the stubborn to the changes that are taking place. And, when it comes to stubborn energies, the energies of Taurus can really ruin the ability for anything to take place. What ends up happening is you don't reach that balance that's necessary. So the King of Pentacles showing up, there's a necessary need to drop that stubborn energy in order to be able to balance yourself enough and bring yourself into enough of a space to understand uh, what's causing you to be alone. All right, so I feel that in this situation, you're starting to learn how to take advantage of various different opportunities that the universe is handing you. That's very good. That's definitely the way of walking the path of the more spiritual path. And at the same time, I pretty much feel that like what drew you into this situation is a sense of like not just nobody wanting to listen to you, nobody wanting to follow you, but I very much feel that you've contemplated this for a little while, especially with this card showing up under the sage. It's something that had bothered you for a little bit of time now. So that's good. That's good that you guys are getting over that. And yeah, you guys are definitely moving away from these certain fears that maybe you've held. I very much feel that whatever these fears were that you were holding is what made you apathetic to the world. These fears, these thoughts that you were holding onto, and how funny that this card comes up at the bottom is there's two fours, so well three fours actually with the undressing of the salad, and at the same time, I very much feel that you guys have been thinking about this quite a bit. Um, I know you guys Sagittarians can be stubborn sometimes, but I very much feel that whatever this energy is, it's going to lead you back to being that leader, to being that visionary. But it requires some self love. It requires for you to understand your heart and your soul. And this is exactly what this situation is teaching you. Not only is it teaching you to understand your values, but it's also teaching you to build upon those values. So take a look at the details. I feel like you guys are seeing the truth now already. And the right way to go about it is to care for yourself. And in the end, you'll gain that higher sense of knowledge. You'll also gain the ability to understand why this is taking place and understand in the same space that this is going to bring healing to you. So with that, Mercury, think about this. Understand that this is going to be leading you down your North Node path, which is the path that you're supposed to be on. The right way to go about it is to understand why this is expressing itself in your life, and at the same time, give it the energy that it needs. That raw that appeared at the beginning is the energy that you're gonna be able to go off of. And I very much feel that as you get exposed to the people that are necessary to be exposed to, you're gonna feel that energy. You're gonna be bouncing off the walls like Tigger and Winnie the Pooh. So um, yeah, and that's gonna be a very very enthusiastic energy. I very much feel that as you walk this path and you understand why you're walking this path, and then you have the ability to move forward. then that's when you're going to have that energy to expand upon it. All right, so 9, personal happiness is what should come first. Always personal happiness should come first, and you should always feel happy in your own skin. This is going to be something that's happening on the everyday level. You're going to be experiencing changes. That's actually the right way to go about it in the month of June. And after that, um, you're going to reach a sense of completion. But I very much feel that right now these changes are taking place because on a more fundamental level, on a higher perspective, you're moving away from various different fears and various different things that were keeping you alone and that were keeping people from fully understanding what it was that you were trying to portray to them. You know, certain thoughts, certain visions, and I very much feel that I feel that there are some doubts behind that, but at the same time, I think you are not only getting over them, but you're learning from these experiences and you're moving on in the proper manner. So, with that, Sagittarius, um, I will go ahead and say that you guys are, perfectly on the path that's necessary. Just go ahead and focus on purifying your mind, focus on rebalancing yourself, get rid of any stubborn energy that you might be having, and at the same time, clear that dramatic energy that you have inside of you, clear any aggression that you guys may have, and just in the month of June, this is going to be a time where it's going to be necessary for you to remain calm, self-love, have empathy for others, but most importantly, have empathy for yourself. So with that, I will go ahead and end your reading, Sagittarius. And if I have the chance, I will go ahead and do a mid-month reading, mid-month bonus reading for you guys. And yeah, so with that, I am David with Tarot and Astrology for All. I will see you guys when I see you guys. Thank you. And go ahead, if you guys liked it, hit that like, subscribe button, hit that share button if you guys feel that this will be necessary for other Sagittarians to hear. And you guys will be doing me a very big favor in sharing these videos and sharing the link to the David with Tarot and Astrology for All. Signing out.